everyone, welcome back. So today's video is going to be a little different from our past couple of video lectures because today I'm going to be talking about this thing called F equals MA. So what even is F equals MA? Isn't it just a physics equation? All right, so F equals MA is this annual physics exam or contest organized by the American Association of Physics Teachers, AAPT. And it's the exam that students take to qualify for the USA Physics Olympiad, or USAFO. Out of all the students that take this, only 400 qualify for USAFO, and then based on a combination of their F equals MA and USAFO scores, 20 students get chosen to the USA Physics team. Pretty cool, right? The test structure itself is pretty simple. It's a standard 25-question, 75-minute exam with all multiple choice questions. So it definitely sounds a lot easier than it really is. And then you get 1 point for each correct answer and no points for questions you leave blank or that you get wrong. So there aren't deductions for wrong answers here, which means that you should answer as many questions as you can. Every year, or at least most years, there are two versions, version A and version B, with different questions but at a similar difficulty level, with all the questions focusing on mechanics concepts like kinematics, dynamics, momentum, energy, oscillations, orbital mechanics, fluids, and some data analysis, among other things. There's none of that E&M or thermodynamics or optics stuff on here, which could be a relief for some people, and another plus is that calculus isn't required to solve any of the problems, even though it might make it a little easier. Now that we've kind of got the basic idea of what F equals MA even is, let's go over the best ways, or the ways that I prefer, of preparing for the test. It all seems pretty nerve-wracking since it's this big exam that qualifies you for USAFO, but being fully prepared for it is probably the best thing you can do to do well and calm yourself down. Personally, I think the best way to prepare for it is to just grind as many practice exams as you can. AAPT has made exams from previous years available to the public on their website, which I'll link down below. Everything I mentioned, like all the websites and resources here today, I'll link down below so you can go take a look. So all their exams are out there, which means that you get to do as many as you want, as many times as you want. And when I say to do as many as you can, I don't mean flying through every single exam and calling it a day. You should be practicing with intention and going through as many problems as you can in the 75 minutes, and then after the timer goes off, finish or attempt to finish the rest of the problems and make note of the ones you can't do. Then always make sure to go back and check your answers along with the solutions that they also provide on the website to see if your solution was optimal and to fully understand the questions you weren't able to answer. I'd also recommend keeping a notebook with all the questions you got wrong or couldn't answer along with their solutions. So this way you have a reference with concentrated concepts to go back to and study in the future. Also, because the test is focused on mechanics, taking an honors physics or even better AP Physics 1 or 2 class can give you the algebra-based skills you'll need to take the test. Obviously taking a whole class isn't ideal for everyone, so there are multiple resources online for free that you can access that are great for these things, including Khan Academy's physics courses and Flipping Physics. And also, the content we cover here goes right along with the mechanics skills needed to take the exam. Now, if you're a fancy overachiever and looking for some calculus-based skills, then taking AP Physics C or going to MIT's open courseware resources is a great way to get a more advanced understanding with calculus. On our website, we've also listed multiple textbooks that are great for reading in more depth and looking at some derivations of equations even. I'd say the most important thing is probably just to practice, starting early in the year and creating a steady plan for yourself to manage your time. So now that you're fully prepared for the exam day comes, and you're looking for some test-taking strategies that will help you. Well, here they are, or at least a couple of helpful ones. The first one is to memorize the most important and common formulas like F equals MA. I know this sounds kind of cheap and makes it seem like we're only using these equations to take a test, but they will definitely help speed you up during the test. but just make sure that you actually know how to derive them and how to apply them with a deeper understanding of fundamental concepts. If you meet a difficult question and you're able to break it down into smaller basic concepts, then you'll be able to apply these formulas and reach at least some sort of conclusion. Also, write down your thoughts on paper. Draw diagrams, label things in variables, just scribble all over the booklet and scratch paper because it'll really help you think and sort out your logical thinking process. Even if you don't get the answer then and there, coming back and looking at your work later might help you out a lot. And because time is a factor here, manage your time wisely and skip over the questions you're not sure about and come back to them later. One thing that you should know about the F=ma test is that the questions aren't ordered based on difficulty. So question 25 could literally be easier than question 1, which means that you should attempt all questions. And at the end, if you're actually out of time, choose a favorite letter of the day to quickly bubble in any of the questions you've left blank. Just don't leave anything out because there are no deductions. I'd recommend choosing one letter only, like a letter of the day, say C or something, because there's a higher chance of getting more questions correct that way than using like the Christmas tree method or whatever it's called. If this test sounds interesting to you, then make sure to stay tuned because we'll be doing a series where we go through each F=ma exam, question by question, and going through their solutions. But thank you so much for joining us today and see you next time.